swear, man, these Jackass boys, they're getting old. They're getting so old that, like, when Johnny Knoxville puts on that makeup, I think that's the actual Johnny Knoxville. Hey, everyone. Welcome to Off the Chest. Today, this podcast review is a spoiler review for Bad Grandpa. I am your co-host, Rakesh. Got the co-host, Melvin.
Sup?
Yeah, there we go. And this is the movie based on the character that was in the previous Jackass movies, the grandpa from that, and title being called Bad Grandpa. Now, one of the things I want to get this right off the way is there's actually a story plot to this, and it's the grandfather, his wife passed away, and his daughter is now going to prison for possession of coke and smoking too much crack cocaine, and he now has to take his grandson to his deadbeat dad, who can get a $600 a month alimony check.
Yep.
And he has no idea how the alimony check works.
Yeah, obviously.
And it's the story of Johnny Knoxville and this kid, Jackson Nickel, who go across America pulling pranks on everyone. It's MTV comedy.
Essentially, yeah.
Because those are the guys who had done the Jackass TV show, or the series and the movies as well. Yeah, the hidden comedy camera thing, it's a shtick. I'm used to it by now. There's nothing really to me anymore. Melvin, how do you feel about this?
Well, now this was made by the same guys that made Jackass.
I think maybe...
That's what it said in the openings.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well...
It says Jackass Presents.
Yeah, well, the people
behind Jackass.
Yeah, which is Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah, Johnny Knoxville, essentially. Well, he helped produce this as well.
Yeah.
I've read that, at least. The one thing I did like, when you look at films like Jackass and stuff, it's just straight gag. Now, while this film does do that, in a sense, in between gags, it has slight story elements to set up your gag. It's like, hey, let's go have some fun. Let's like... And, I mean, sorry, it's better than that, you know, like... The two of them, they're bored. Kid's like, I'm hungry, so they go into a diner. Chaos ensues. You know? The grandpa loses his glasses. He runs into a freaking penguin. Chaos ensues.
Yeah, the grandpa gets horny. He goes into a strip club. Chaos ensues.
Puts his dick in a machine.
Yeah.
Machine catches his dick.
Yeah, he's so, like, the movie begins, and he's... The grandpa, he's like glad that the wife died. I mean, he loved her, but he's like, I can't wait to fuck again.
Yeah.
So he goes around and he literally looks for anything to fuck after like all this rejection. Good on him, by the way. And you get this. It's okay for me. I preferred this film with the story element. I actually like the story element.
Yeah.
I really did enjoy the story between this grandfather and grandson, and you know how the grandson and grandfather eventually get this bond going. I like that. And one thing I will actually say, I kind of commend this for, this is very tame compared to what Jackass and all the other Jackass films, because even with the Jackass films, it's kind of a lot of personal pranking between each other.
Yep.
And they do occasional audience things. However, this one was purely audience reaction.
And the kid was amazing.
The kid was really good.
To keep a straight face while telling someone else to be your father, first have the confidence to do that as a kid, you know.
Now, there's actually a scene where the granddad tells the grandson to kind of beat it because he's hitting on all these women. And the grandson gets the hottest woman in the entire film. This audience member. She is so fun. I was like, damn, man.
So I assume you're giving it a 10, right?
Yeah, of course. No. I don't really have anything else to say. I mean...
Yeah, I mean, it's got gags. It's got a story element just to keep the gags moving.
Yeah.
And it has a predictable yet still decent ending.
Yeah, I mean, this entire film, like... When you take the story element to it, just basing it off the story element alone, you know, it's like it's so predictable. These two don't get along. I don't know. I wonder what's going to happen on this long journey across America. I wonder what's going to happen when when you have two characters who are refined to this existential character of a car and they have to drive around with it. There was a few funny gags where the wife of the grandpa dies, and they actually call in a moving company to help move the body into the trunk of a car.
He's like, oh, thanks for helping us commit a crime.
Yeah, thank you, help me. And they, start doing a prayer, and it's just it really brought me back to the days of Chase's War and everything, and how that kind of laid out. I mean, Melvin, anything else you really got to say on this?
Even though the comedy is pranking people, it's subtle in a sense as well.
Yeah,
because it's just a kind of I don't give a fuck, man. Whereas usually like, when you're pranking people, you have a really loud, noisy character go into a situation and start causing a fuss.
Yeah.
Which they did at only one point, but it wasn't Knoxville's character.
Yeah.
The father. But at most times, the grandpa is just being a lazy shit, which is why it's actually quite funny.
Yeah.
So,
sure.
That's about it, to be honest. I got nothing else to say.
I don't really have anything. I mean, there's not really much to go on. There's nothing really much else to say. Yeah. So you know what? Ratings time. You guys, you know how we do it. From 0 being the worst to 10 being the best. Melvin, what'd you give this?
I gave this a 5.
Okay.
It had 2 big laughs, and it was short, so I'm okay with it.
It was short, but there were certain points where I felt like this is kind of dragging on a bit. I'm gonna give this a 4.5 out of 10. I wasn't really amused. I really like the story at parts, and then the story part goes into let's make another gag, let's make it, and so at every point I knew something was always leading up to a gag. So there wasn't really that much.
I will say one thing. Look, if you're going to watch a movie, don't watch this. If you're going to have a good time with a group of friends, that's when this movie will actually be good for you.
Yeah.
Because that's how we watched it, and I feel like I enjoyed it more because I went to see it with a group of friends.
Yep.
You know, because laughter begets laughter.
Yeah.
But still a 5 for me.
Yeah, 4.5 for me.
I'm not watching that again.
Yeah, I'm never going to watch this. I reckon if you're a high school kid, you're probably going to give this like an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. You're going to think this is the best thing. Not for me. Sorry, this is not my type of cinema. YouTube.com/Off the Chest Podcast. Check out our Facebook page. Go on the Facebook search bar and type in Off the Chest or Off the Chest Podcast. We're going to have a lot of stuff coming up soon. A lot of content. Stuff related to the new PlayStation 4 that's going to be coming up. So stick around for that. Alright. For now, farewell, folks.
You don't you?